Whew, oh my goodness, people. This is going to be interesting. Hello, and welcome to this part of the pond, where it's the bullfrog and the one, the only, Newt.
Face reveal at 100,000 subscribers.
Look, here in the pond, we're doing something crazy. Other than that, we're trying to figure out who is Walt Disney Company's biggest, baddest, best villain. And you're passing by on the internet going, okay, I wonder how long I'm going to stay on here. Well, this is not by opinion. This is not by a poll. We're going through a formula where we're going through this essay side and a mathematical side. Okay? And this video, we're going more into the mathematical. And here in the pond, we stumbled on something very interesting with Sleeping Beauty. And how could this affect Maleficent? Keyword, yes. And we kind of went through her design in our first video. Yeah, that was a heavy one. And we're going to go through another heavy one. So, let's get to...
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
For presents, it's kind of hard, but yet unique how to measure that. One of the best ways to show off presents is the intro or a character entering scene. And one of the best judges to start is the intro of them coming on screen. Let's go to Maleficent entering Sleeping Beauty. And how does it go? Newt, play the clip. Can you help but not think of Queen? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. Be ominous wind, lightning, and then you get green fire, and then you get Maleficent. No, 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 oh no, oh no. Yes, that just happened. And I don't care because it just happened. That's how she enters. But presents, that's a good beginning. But can presents hold on? Let's be honest. As one of the rules is to be unbiased, but we cannot ignore the fact. Maleficent is the reason why there's such a thing as Disney villains. We all like Lady Tremaine from Cinderella. We all enjoy the Queen from Snow White. But when it comes to the past and Disney villainy, Maleficent is probably the first villain we think of. We're trying to be unbiased, but yet this is kind of a fact. Because face it, 70% of the reason why we put on the movie Sleeping Beauty, the animated one, is because of Maleficent. But that's kind of the point. We love Maleficent. We love her being on screen. That weird echo accent of a voice. Her just being there. Seeing her ferocity, her power, and the fact that she is just plain awesome. Yay! She is the reason for all of this. She is the master of presents. And she, again, 1959, way before Darth Vader. Because when Darth Vader was on screen, it was commanding. Maleficent's on screen, she's commanding. She was Darth Vader before Darth Vader. Also, the last word she says that's not a noise is the first ever swear word of Disney history. So Newt, get that stamp on for Disney's first. Because she gets powers of hell! Pretty boss. And now for the interesting factor that Sleeping Beauty, the movie, the animated movie, is very unique and the most original of everything Walt Disney Company has ever done. 99.98% of this movie's music is unoriginal. It comes from the ballet created by Tchaikovsky, Sleeping Beauty. Every note of that play is put into here and edited a bit differently, but yet all those notes are from this ballet. Does it change a lot? Oh yes. How so? Maleficent kind of has a theme song. From her beginning to when she captures Philip, you hear this.
Wow.
Those notes are from the ballet. And what song, where in the ballet do you hear that? Well, you hear it from Puss in Boots. Not Antonio Banderas, though we love the Spaniard. No, it comes from Puss in Boots from the ballet. Because more than Aurora, that's right, in the ballet, the princess' name is still Aurora. When she's put under the spell, it was more than just her. One of the characters that was trapped in that curse, that spell of sleep, was the white cat. And in a duet, Puss in Boots and the white cat have a dance. And listen to the music. It sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Wow.
And you hear it a lot more prominent when Maleficent is capturing Aurora, putting her under that hypnosis and luring her up those stairs to the spinning wheel. That song is a song of being reunited. It's a song of two loved ones reconnecting after a long time. But what happens here is Maleficent is doing the reverse. This is her theme song, mind you. This is her trying to ensure her curse by making sure these two can no longer reunite. A song about reunion in the ballet is a song of disunion. I don't think that's a word. Well, anyway, what are you gonna do, sue me? Wait, don't!
Okay, okay, I believe that your case was going to be...
The rest of the film after that, we did get a different set of notes. You no longer hear Maleficent's theme. Interesting. So what does this do for Presents? Honestly, it gets her far more unique. But we're not done, because with Presents, we have to go to our handy-dandy notebook. And I cheated. I don't care. We have to go into time. That's right. Here in the pond, we are also timing how long our villains are in the movie. Why? Well, it helps us we're going to use this to be one of the factors of the free-for-all. When all the villains are being compared, when all the villains of their tier are being analyzed. Some may rise, some may fall. The time could be one of those factors. And so, with Maleficent's time, how long is she on film? It's estimatedly, we could be off, but estimatedly 7 minutes and 31 seconds. You want to know why this could be? This is where the ballet comes to effect, because Maleficent's counterpart in the ballet is Caprosa. It's close to and sometimes over 2 hours long. And Caprosa is in it 2 to 5 minutes. But we just heard 7 minutes, and the animated movie is 1 hour and 20 minutes. The percentages between these two, one seems more bigger than the other. It's like Disney's going, yes, we're gonna make the villain more of a villain. And so what does this put Maleficent in Presents? It's obvious. She's gonna get a 4. Now to power. Now, what are the powers of Maleficent? This may seem simple, right? We know that she has an army of imps, her henchmen. She has that wild card. She also has a castle, mountain, pretty boss. She can also shapeshift from becoming an orb of light to a spinning wheel, then to a dragon. She can fire lightning. She can also summon a storm that can use lightning to create a forest of thorns. Wow, that was wordy. She can also place you under hypnosis. She can also create an alternate dimension. Yes, you heard that. What are you pulling out of your A, Bullfrog? I'm pulling this out of my A. That fireplace to the tower both exist. The fireplace and tower do exist. We see it in the film. But that hallway of stairs, there's no way that's part of the castle. Am I right? So many stairs, so many things leading up to that tower. All that done by your one and only Maleficent.
I'm an architect.
That's right, she did that. No, you know what's also part of her power set? Foresight. Not this level of seeing the future and knowing what the future is going to bring, but the sense of, oh, you know what, let's let Maleficent say it.
Search for a maid of 16 with hair of sunshine gold and lips red as the rose.
You heard that right. She saw Aurora as a baby, that's all. And from a baby, she was able to describe Aurora to the T. Also, there's Prince Philip. He was 4 at the time. And yet, well, we'll let Maleficent say it again.
I set my trap for a peasant, and lo, I catch a prince.
Okay. It's obvious. She has some foresight. She can see you as an infant and know how you're going to look like. 4-year-old, she'll know how you're going to look like. She has a level of foresight. But wait, there's more. For the price of $6.66, you get yourself the very unique chance. You get the unique bonus of Maleficent's corpse. You'll notice something very interesting, people. Guys, what is that sword?
And this mighty sword of truth.
The sword of truth. Bright, white, and shiny. The truth is pure. But again, for this bonus price of $6.66 with Maleficent's corpse, you get this. Truth being tainted. That's right, the truth, though pure, can get ugly. And that is the ability of the corpse of Maleficent. So again, call now. For the price of $6.66, you will get it. And if you think we're done, we're not. Here in the pond, we do our best to go all in with these characters. Each and every one of them. And I thought there was something interesting about Maleficent. We see a lot of power with her, and also her powers about her. Because I just remembered right now, because of that prize that I just bought, I found out that Maleficent can also put herself on fire and wrap herself around fire and be immune from that pain and hurt. So she is quite the bee. And with that said, loudly, proudly, I did something interesting. I timed how long does she use her magic. Right here. So all that was listed, and for the price of $6.66, we got the estimated time of 5 minutes and 11 seconds. And how long was Maleficent on screen again? 7 minutes. Well, it's quite obvious. This is a 4. If you don't call this a 4, I don't know what your levels are, because that is quite a lot of power. Now we get to the wild card. Henchmen. This can make or break villains, people. We actually saw break a big villain. And that is very interesting talking about that big villain. Because look at these numbers. 4, 4, and 4. The last time we saw so many 4s was the villain that I'm mentioning. It is who I dub Cherney, who is really Chernabog from Fantasia. Pull those numbers, Newt. They're very similar. Henchmen brought him down a hard notch. Well, this put Maleficent down. Will she survive? Let's find out. It is her henchmen. Maleficent is kind of like a pyramid. Not a big ground one, but a pyramid. We have Maleficent, who's at the top, duh. And right under her, and her conundrum crow, as I dub it. You'll know why soon. But until then, we get to the imps. That's what I call them. And let's see how the Maleficent's imps can help or make or break Maleficent. These are her men. This is her army. These are her caretakers of the Forbidden Mountain, which is, let's admit it, one of the most boss names for a villain location. Where do you live? The Forbidden Mountain. Okay, they maintain that. But they're also her fingers. They go out and do her bidding. But going out doing her bidding doesn't go well, does it? 16 years looking for a baby. Morons! That doesn't really help the henchmen. But next time we see them in action in the movie, we get them capturing Prince Philip. And Maleficent did nothing, absolutely nothing. She was just there. Let's bookmark here, okay? We're gonna hit pause and save this spot for future videos, and mainly for the free-for-all, to see if any other villain's henchmen done this. Successfully capture the protagonist without the main villain's help. But we first go with the attack. That's the very first thing. After that, we see the arrows, the boulders, the tar, and basically it's kind of admitted it's them raising up the drawbridge. That's all henchmen, all imps. And throughout all of that, the fairies stopped him. Think about that for a brief moment. These are the imps, the lowest. If it wasn't for the fairies, would Prince Philip survived all of that? Heck, wouldn't he have gotten out of his cell without the fairies? Before the drawbridge, up to the attack, the Maleficent's imps were aided by the crow. But at that one time when the crow wasn't there, it was just them being independent for a brief moment, they raised the drawbridge. And again, if it wasn't for the fairies, Philip, I think, wouldn't make that jump. So we see a level of independence. This is one of the ways how we judge henchmen, is independence. Do they rebel, or are they extremely loyal that they have no personality? They're showing they don't have that much mentality with personality-wise, let's be honest. But when they're independent, that brief moment where they are independent, they're still loyal. They're not iconic, let's admit it. But at the same time, they have that what-if factor. If it wasn't for the fairies. And these are the low of the low. And now we get to the other factor, and that is the crow. The conundrum crow. Why do I call him that? The crow cannot speak a lick of language. It cannot communicate wordly, but yet it understands human language. We see that with Maleficent.
My last hope.
We see that with the fairies.
Why, you...
And that crow lead Maleficent's armies. But those caws led the attack. Those caws aimed the arrows. Those caws led to the boulders and the oil. And when all that was thwarted, the crow goes up to Maleficent. That crow sacrificed its life to Maleficent. And Maleficent gives this.
Tell those fools to... No. No.
That first no. That sense of shock. Not that chance to grieve. She went full force, and very full force, We saw those lightning bolts she did to her henchmen, right? Her henchmen can take that lightning. But that lightning, when she was throwing those lightning bolts at Philip and the fairies, seemed to be stronger. Puts into fact, are they stronger because Philip's getting close to Aurora? Or is it getting stronger for vengeance for her crow? She does know about love.
That's a thinker.
And that crow is the cause of the last act, which we all admit is one of the best parts of Maleficent. Where does this put her henchmen? The crow, we can see, is loyal, but yet very independent, I think. Because it was able to pay attention to the fairies. It was able to lead the armies. Oh, just pause and listen to that. A crow was able to lead her armies. But yet her armies had 2 out of 3 down. Is this a 4? Or is this a 3? Because henchmen are very unique. They have to be independent, but not too independent to rebellion. But they can't be so independent they have to the point they're nothing. You need this balance. And I feel like Maleficent's henchmen are teetering either way. They're 3 or 4, 3 or 4. What are they? What are they? Whenever here in the pond we are in a conundrum, we go to 7-Eleven. So, the best way I can think of it is the free-for-all. But we can't leave an open space. We got to do something about this. The best way how to figure it, we'll put it in 3-4. Slash it. We'll fraction it, 3-4, right there, okay, Newt? Put that now into her spot. When we're going through the free-for-all, we're going to see and compare all the henchmen and see all the henchmen being compared together. And maybe they can lead us to the point where we can change that 3-4. 4, 4, 4, 3, 4. And where does she go in our villain ranking system? Well, we have the axe of villainy. We'll figure out where we put her. Is she going to be a high red or a low green? Because believe it or not, that's what happened to Churney with axe of villainy. Let's see if Maleficent can do any different. And until then, it's the Bullfrog and the Newt signing out. Woo!